First time. Margaret and I were born in the same year to two sisters. I had my own sister. She was always 6 years ahead. Margaret had none. We became surrogate sisters. It was a sunny Sunday in Portstewart. We were wearing our smocked swimsuits. Every now and then a wave from the sea beyond added an extra thrill as we fell in and out of the rubber dinghies in the relative safety of the open-air pool. Our parents close by were forgotten until we needed a rub of a towel or someone to marvel at our antics. Too soon it was time to go home. I made a pact with Margaret that I would return the following day on foot. The fact that Portstewart and Ballymoney were 11 miles apart was irrelevant. The next morning, I took a last look around before heading off. My mother had a full line of washing out. The sheets billowed and tacked like great white sails. I had covered my tracks already, knowing that my brothers and sister would in time reassure her that I was fine, just gone to the sea for the day. Meantime, they were sworn to silence. I walked past the familiar houses, shops and churches, en route to the main road. As I was nearing the town boundary, I passed the home of my friend Stephanie. Stephanie lived on a farm, the nearest one to town, next to the park. She didn't have brothers or sisters. Come to think of it, she didn't have a father either. She had 2 uncles instead. Her farmyard was familiar territory, but even those sweet and sour smells didn't lure me that day. I was a seasoned walker by now, but this walk was different. I was on my own. I knew I could be courting trouble. That was the best part. I knew that my rapid heartbeat was triggered by more than the physical challenge. I could now see Coleraine in the distance. I was more than halfway there. I guessed by now my mother might have figured I was missing. It was a school holiday, so that gave me some extra leeway. Cars passed occasionally, but I looked straight ahead. I knew enough to recognize that a lift with a stranger was out of the question. So when a green Volkswagen slowed its pace and the window was rolled down, I kept on walking. The car kept pace with me, as though the driver was looking for directions. He recognized me, and I in turn recognized him as one of Stephanie's uncles. It was okay to take a lift with a family friend, and I knew that when I'd explain my destination, he'd offer to drive me there. The fact that I was 8 years old and he was probably 4 times my age didn't deter me from sharing my plan with him. His smiles of approval were obvious. I knew he'd love to be heading for a day at the sea himself, except he had to go to the mart. He stopped the car at the first phone box on the way into Coleraine. I waited impatiently, eager to see Margaret again. I don't remember what he said as he turned the engine on and swung the car back in the direction of home. We drove back in silence. I didn't wish to confide in him my feelings of first betrayal.